Hello everyone and welcome to a new virtual pet video. In this video I'm going to be unboxing my Pendulum Z Wave 2s or version 2s depending on how you want to call it, or even Digimon Pendulum Z II. So I will be starting up one of these. I'll be obviously, and this won't surprise anyone, but I'll be starting up the Wind Guardians one. I won't be starting up all three because I can't deal with three at the same time right now. I'm very busy, but I can deal with just one. But we will look at the other ones and just not start them up. We'll look but not play with. So this one is the Virus Busters one, and it's looking very much like something McDonald's would put out. It looks like a McDonald's special edition. It just reminds me of special sauce or the McDonald's chips or something. You know when McDonald's have the McHappy Days and they sell like McDonald's socks and miscellaneous stuff, and it always looks like this. So this just reminds me of McDonald's. We've got one of the new Digimon here that appears on the Virus Busters, and of course again there. And yeah, it's got sort of the usual you can Jogress sort of thing. It's got Shoutmon looking adorable, and then it's got the pendulum action that it advertises on the top, which is, I would guess, the main feature of the Pendulum Z. That and the Jogress mechanic, so same as the original Pendulum. And then we've got the Metal Empire one, which is kind of cool. It reminds me of chocolate. I don't know why, it just does. I guess it's because it's that sort of colour. And we get another new Digimon as the poster child for it. And yeah, the box is more or less the same, except it shows different Digimon, the ones that appear on the Metal Empire Pendulum. And then of course we have the one that I want to start with, our new Digimon, which just debuted in the anime the other day. It's Tropiamon. I'm very excited for Tropiamon. And we have Pomamon being on the side, being adorable. And of course we've got Jogress here, which is Cockatrimon and Vegemon Jogressing to something. So that's kind of cool. So I will be starting up the Wind Guardians Pendulum Z, and I hope for Ancient Arismon. I don't think there are any guides yet because it only just came out. Like, I'm surprised how early mine shipped. I got mine from Nippon-Yasan, which this past year or so has been much slower to ship than any of the other sellers. So I was kind of surprised that this arrived. It basically shipped like the day after the release date and then arrived like maybe a week after the release date. It arrived yesterday. So of course we've got our instruction guide, which is here. Well, instruction sheet more like. We don't really get guides anymore. And then I guess we've got an ad for the Vital Bracelet, which I've been covering on the channel at the moment. So Be Strong With You, and it advertises the three versions. So the version special and the black version, the white version. And it says March 2021, which obviously came out, I think, a few days before. Did the VB come out on the 13th, and I think the Pendulum Z came out on the 17th? Something like that. So yep, we'll just pop those to the side for now. And here is our Wind Guardians, which for some reason I'm surprised about it being blue coloured. I thought it would be more like a green colour. Like the Pendulum Zero, which was the Virus Busters original, was kind of, you could get it in gold or like a pearly white, so I guess that colour makes sense. This colour obviously makes a lot of sense because the Pendulum the Pendulum original Metal Empire was brown, red and gold. And this one's kind of like the Wind Guardians Pendulum original, green and brown and green and yellow. So the fact that it's blue kind of surprises me. It looks more like Deep Saver's. Not complaining, I love this shade of blue. But it's just surprising that it's blue. Though I guess the Nature Spirits one being green, they didn't want to have too many ones that look too similar. But also the Nature Spirits one is also an interesting colour now I think about it, because the Nature Spirit Pendulum Z was grey and blue, or grey and black. So that's kind of also surprising. But anyway, so let's pull that tab and let's get a slightly closer look, because I'm not sure how well it will turn up because I'm kind of leaning out of the light box. Alright, so Pendulum Z version 2 and 4.0, which I guess because it's the Pendulum OG version 4. And what's the time? It is 6:23 in the morning. And there is our Wind Guardian's egg, and similar to the first wave of the Digimon Pendulum Z, the eggs are similar to their Pendulum OG counterparts, which is something I love about the Pendulum Z. It's very much like just directly a sequel to the Pendulum original. It's not like the reboot of them, it is sort of like a reboot, I guess, but it's more like a sequel. It's not just a re-release or an additional sort of version like the Pendulum 20th was, where you can get all the eggs. This one is just like you get one egg and it's just a full roster of Digimon, and it's just unique. And I kind of like that. It's like how the DMX was kind of a new version of the original Digimon. And I really hope that we get more of these sort of sequels to ones that we already have. And there is our baby. And also we get new Digimon, which is something I really like. Like, these Digimon have also been debuting in the anime, which is fairly cool, which I'm always excited to see a new Digimon. Something I like about Adventure Colon is that they have been showing Digimon that not only they haven't really used since for almost 20 years, they're also showing Digimon that are brand new. So you've got things like Digimon that no one's seen since they debuted in 2003 with the Pendulum X, but we also have Digimon that are brand new and appearing in the anime for the first time because they're new, as well as Digimon who are appearing in the anime for the first time because Toei forgot that they existed. So here is our little baby, and yeah, I'm very excited for this because it has some Digimon that I've been wanting to raise for a long time, like Ancient Irismon. I remember being about 10 years old, and this is why my Twitter handle is @AncientIrismon, by the way, is that I remember reading about the Digimon for the Detector, the Japanese version, and Ancient Irismon was the Wind Ancient legendary warrior. And I remember I hope she appears in the anime, and she didn't, and it was really disappointing. But I really liked her design. It was kind of like a warrior. She was really cool looking. She was rainbow themed, and I just really, really liked her. And I was like, yes, I want this. I want this Digimon to be on something, and it never was. So it finally is available in the year 2021, and Frontier came out in, I think, 2003. So it's been almost 20 years. So thank you, Bandai, for remembering Ancient Irismon actually exists. Yay. So that's exciting. And obviously I already raised Valkyrymon on the Nature Spirits Pendulum Z, but that's also pretty cool to have available, while Valkyrymon has been available on the D3 and, the Japanese version of the D3, and actually was raisable in the Pendulum Cycle. The Pendulum Cycle doesn't really count because it's a Bandai Asia release, and also it's got Pendulum Cycle mechanics, so it reverts back to child at bedtime every day. So it's nice to have a traditional virtual pet where you can have Valkyrymon. And the same goes for Ancient Irismon, so well done, Bandai, for just putting Digimon that I like in a thing. Thank you. And also, while we're on the topic, the Metal Empire one has Gundramon in it, which I remember discussing on the podcast when we first started the podcast, and I remember just thinking that was the most hilarious design ever. So it's nice that Bandai's just using all these designs. Like Gundramon showed up in, I think it was Digimon Heroes, or maybe the one before, like I think it's called Digimon Crusaders or Digimon Collectors or something. And it was just, okay, that's a Digimon, and then we never saw him again until now. So again, that's just really cool that we have this pretty nice combination of new Digimon and Digimon that we haven't really had on a virtual pet before. And I guess the Pendulum Z just have that. We have Wormmon, who's never been really erasable before. We have Armadillomon, who also hasn't been erasable. Now, I think that old blog post I wrote a while ago, which is Digimon who are surprisingly not raisable on any virtual pets, is just Renamon now, and Keramon. So I think we've had Renamon X and Keramon X, but we haven't had Keramon or Renamon, which is still kind of surprising to me. So maybe for the next virtual pet that Bandai releases that isn't the VB, I guess, but I would count the VB. So if we got a Digimon Tamers Dim, or at least maybe either just one or a whole range of 3 or what have you, then that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a good time to have Renamon finally available in a virtual pet. But for now, yeah, Renamon's not raisable, which is kind of surprising. So yeah, so I will hang out with my Wind Guardians Pendulum Z for now, just this one. And my VB is asleep at the moment, but I won't show you which Digimon I have, because it's a spoiler for the next video. But it evolved, and the apparent wake-up time is 9 o'clock, not 8. So I have a bit of time. So I've got stuff to do, which is why I'm doing this video and not exercising. But I will once the Digimon in question wakes up, and I'll probably do a video on it. We'll see. So yes, thanks for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!